Now, the last presentation, it is again from Sejourn Kotalawal Defense University, Department of Languages. Study of the title of the paper is the study of English language skills of the first year KDU undergraduates with special reference to Faculty of Management, Social Sciences and Humanities. I invite Ms. Jayasinghe to present paper.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This collaborative study is titled, as Sir has mentioned, the study of English language skills of the first year KDU undergraduates, but it is limited only to one of the faculties. And talking about the language importance relevant to the study, we consider this mainly as English language as a knowledge hub of self-representation, and with special reference to the idea that in Sri Lanka it is used as the link language according to the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of Sri Lanka. In 2013, if we have taken the reference of the third presenter, it is similarly here. I am highlighting here the results of advanced level results of year 13. It is 52.14. The highest number of fail grades among school students that was identified as noted as a special reference because the sample that we have selected for this study belong to the same category, and this study was carried out within this university in one of the faculties. And considering about our mission of the department, we are expecting to provide instructions and facilitate the undergraduates, and to make undergraduates proficient in communication skills, and basically to guide them for their academic objectives to make them successful. And we do have 3 objectives of this study, mainly to identify whether the undergraduates of KDU, of the Faculty of Management, Social Sciences and Humanities, whether they possess the expected language skills benchmarks according to national and international levels. And second objective was to qualify the undergraduates for nationally and international recognized standards in English language. Finally, to fulfill the timely requirement of the undergraduates who would be seeking future professional opportunities in the highly dynamic international and national job market. Highlighting the necessity and the rationale of the study, the significance was highlighted in 3 main aspects. Disciplinary wise, it is really important to identify whether our undergraduates are incompatible in local and international level, and considering the policy aspect, we need to highlight the local requirement. As Sri Lanka is a multilingual country, we need to improve the link language. Therefore, the policy relevance is also there. The social requirement of qualifying our undergraduates for the future job market was the other significance. Considering about the previous studies and results, Professor Mani Gunasekara highlights when she was talking about the professionalism of Sri Lankan graduates, she highlights the difference between the requirement of gaining a degree in earlier decades and the modern situation. If I'm quoting her, she mentions it broadens the minds of graduates ought to engage in discourse of contemporary issues. So the requirement of learning English language is wider than earlier. It is becoming a timed requirement as well, and it is increasing as well. English language is taught in Sri Lankan schools as a compulsory subject, though there are pros and cons of teaching methods and the results and facilities available in the country around the island. And moving to language teaching in university level, we do have a common framework now, which has created by which was initiated by University of Colombo, which is named as UTEL, University Test for English Language. It is identified as locally and internationally accepted curriculum because they have designed the curricula according to the international bands. English language, the UTEL was a result of all the ELTUs of Sri Lanka, and their ideas have been taken, and the sponsorship was given by British Council and Ministry of Higher Education and UGC, and as well as international collaboration was given by the Reading University of UK. This study was a longitudinal study, which was a qualitative one, and both primary and secondary data has been used. And qualitative, thinking about the time period, it was 16 weeks, because one semester goes on 16 weeks in this university, but this study is a first phase of the long process of the one academic year of in the similar year. 3 departments have been represented by a selected sample of undergraduates of management, technical and sciences, logistics management and social sciences. When we are studying this, we have focused on 4 skills of reading, writing, speaking and listening skills. We have followed the UTEL curriculum, and all the assessments were given according to the UTEL bands. According to the findings, at the very beginning of the semester, means at the very beginning of the year, we have found that the undergraduates are not compatible according to the levels or benchmarks expected by UTEL curriculum. It is noted as 63 points percentage-wise, and they have not possessed expected language competency levels, and the significant improvement have been identified towards the end of the semester. Sorry. I'm trying to get the hyperlink that yes, the results at the very beginning it was 63 point only, and we have given assessments during the semester. 3 times we assessed them, and according to the UTEL benchmarks, reading skills were measured according to these 3 benchmarks, and accordingly we have organized the results that we have obtained during 3 phases. And writing, we checked only these according to these benchmarks, and the results are represented as such. I need to highlight that we need to measure them according to nationally and internationally accepted benchmark. That is why we had followed this. UTEL gives these benchmarks for listening and even for speaking. Accordingly, speaking skill is identified as the best performed skill within the other skills, and the average was 90% actually towards the end of the semester, not at the very beginning, towards the end. But the least satisfactory performed skill is writing skill, and these were common errors that we have found out from undergraduate writings actually. They are indicated because we need to get a big picture of this. So we have compared how they have performed at the very beginning and towards the end. It was demonstrated as such, and we have seen the decrease of common errors that they made, but still there are. But when we were measuring their performance in writing, the weaknesses, the common errors that they made was listed as such. Yes, that's all.